Hi guys, we are back with Vincent, Optimus, Klerks, and just in the break we talked about the fact that the whole discussion also around the question of is Starcraft a dead game or not toned down in 2017, and that you also said to me now that actually you are under the impression, and I agree with you, that a lot of that trolls and people that were spreading this whole negativity maybe just went away because they got bored or whatever. So that's good for us. And we have much more people just enjoying the game and just supporting the players and all of that, yeah.
Yeah, I think the current fan bases. I mean, I've been in the StarCraft scene for so long now, and I think the current fan base is very happy with the game. I mean, everyone wants changes, and everyone wants more viewers and more streamers and everything. The current people that support the scene are very good people. I mean, we've got people like Base Trade, Wardy hosting tournaments, OSC. And then the viewers. I mean, it's starting to grow again. I think we're doing just fine for now, for sure.
Yeah, that's good news for next year also.
Hmm.
I want to move on a bit to to your own ideas or your opinion about the WCS system.
Hmm.
Um, how do you feel at the moment about the system? Are you happy? What what do you wish for next year?
Well, the current WCS system is pretty interesting. Last year I felt like there were more storylines and more tournaments. You had DreamHack, IEM, and then you also had separate tournaments like WCS Summer or Winter. And I think it allowed for more story building for players.
Hmm.
Though this year's WCS I feel like is pretty good, but there has been no info on the new next year's. So I'm kind of hoping we go back to the old system, though this one is not too bad. And with the war chest being very supported by the community, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of a growth in the amount of tournaments and prize pool.
Yeah. So more tournaments and hopefully more opportunities for you
Yes.
to get
Well,
and achieve. Hmm.
I think something very important that's often overlooked is the kind of mid-tier pro scene. You have the guys like Innovation at the very top, and then you have kind of the mid-tier foreign scene that are like always kind of up and coming and not quite at the highest level. Those are not the ones that will get you the round of 4 or the round of 8. Those are the ones that stay in the round of 16, maybe round of 32. I think it's very important to help that scene because without support, they eventually will move on, right? And that if when that happens and they have no tournaments to play, it's gonna be very rough.
I mean, similar to StarCraft Brood War, basically.
Hmm.
So the now today was ASL, for example. I mean, the guys playing there, obviously that's totally exciting for me to watch them,
Yeah,
but they are the old guys, and there are no new up and coming or
yeah,
these mid-tier pros that you're talking about. And I think I agree with you. It's very important to keep them around. And I mean, especially the thing with the storylines that you mentioned.
yeah,
The storylines grow out of that. If you have somebody maybe
yeah.
coming out of that scene, that part of the scene, and then suddenly maybe being top 16 in BlizzCon or something like that, then that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Definitely. A
It's.
very interesting storyline this year has been, I think, Snoot. He has had a bit of a rough year. He started off pretty well at the start with
Mm,
Katowice,
hmm.
qualifying for the main tournament, and then he kind of nothing really happened because there's only 4 WCS events. So Austin he lost to Calazar. I think it was in the round of 16.
Hmm.
Um, and then like 2 months of hearing nothing about him, even though he's easily one of the best foreign players. And then he gets back-to-back top 2 finish at the WCS event, narrowly makes it to BlizzCon. I think that's a very interesting storyline, for example.
For sure.
Um, and it's a shame that those kind of things do not happen more often now, just because there's 4 or 5 big events a year.
Hmm.
Lots of online tournaments, though. I mean, that's always great. not you cannot go to an offline event every week. But yeah, I feel like the old system really promoted that more. And
Hmm.
I mean, in this case, it's a top tier pro, right, Snoot? But it could also benefit the middle tier ish of players that aren't quite at the top. And there's a lot of them that are very often overlooked. I think a good example would be DNS. I would place him in the top tier pros of Europe,
Hmm.
but I mean, a lot of viewers don't know him or know how good he is, even though he's got 2 accounts in top 2 of Grandmaster on Europe. That shows how good he is, right? Capable of taking games of any top European or even Korean. So that's very interesting. But yet he gets absolutely no exposure just because, I mean,
Hmm.
he got to the round of 16 of a WCS event and he had to play Neep.
I think so.
I think either Neep or True. I think
Mm.
True. So yeah, those are kind of like very interesting storylines that we don't really hear too often about, and that I think that's a bit of a shame. I would really like to see not even just Blizzard, but streamers also focusing on those type of players more.
Where would you see yourself?
I mean, I'm definitely not at the top, right? I'm not a championship winning player, but I think I'm in the middle tier.
Hmm.
I think I'm usually around rank 20, 25 on ladder. So if we had to go by that, I would say I'm not consistently winning against the best, though I can take games of them. Same in tournaments, but never really winning very important series yet. So that's pretty interesting. I think I'm in the middle tier.
Still very much room to grow, and not yet, not yet.
Not yet, not yet there. No,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot of people in the middle tier, at least for Europe. There's like
Mhm. Yeah, sure, I
15
agree.
people.
Yeah, especially if you mention, for example, DNS or you yourself and some other guys that you see pop up at the online tournaments, for example. And I mean, I know your name already for a long time because of the online stuff. Um, yeah, so I agree. I'm basically just agreeing with what you said. Yeah,
Yeah,
a very interesting thought. That is, it's important to support that player base also, and so and I find it makes it way more interesting. Like, I mean, I love innovation and all these top Koreans, but if I just see them playing all the time and there's no
yeah,
other new name popping up or whatever, that's boring.
yeah. I think a lot of people. I remember when they. Well, was it 2 years ago when they started regionaling WCS? I think it was around 2 years ago, and everyone before that, everyone was like, I'm tired of seeing the same names. I want to see the new blood, the not quite top level players, and really see the new players. And I think some opinions have changed on that, or the more vocal minority have started complaining about it. But I think it's personally I find it more interesting to watch um, like WCS EU Challenger than, for example, the GSL. Well, that's not entirely true, but some matches in the GSL, for example, because it's these people personally, at least they seem more connected to you, and they're not quite as good, though they're definitely not bad by any means. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't be there, right? So
Sure.
I always find that more interesting, to be honest, than the very top tier tournaments.
Hmm. I hear you. No, it keeps things definitely going and flowing, and you need that. And like with messy games are not always good for the pro gamer, but always good
Yeah,
for the viewer, because then it's really exciting, and it's the same with new players. New players change the system and or make keep it more interesting for the viewer, in my opinion. Yeah. Um, but talking about the pro tier and top tier guys, BlizzCon.
hmm
Let's talk a bit BlizzCon, man. I want to hear your predictions, please. Well, who do you think will take it?
let me quickly open the BlizzCon groups, because I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I think a lot of people are saying, well, the foreigners are absolutely having no chance. I mean, the groups are not as good as they could have been, or as good as last year's, where there were two foreigners in the round of 8, one in the round of 4.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Neep has got quite a good group.
Mhm.
I mean, his CVP seems really on point.
For sure.
I think. Do you want me to just say the winners of every group, or like
Let-
who wins the whole tournament?
Let me just now I have to follow your example, and let me just make no mistake and check the groups for myself. Yeah, dear viewers, now you have to endure that just a second, but it's fine. We all want to hear what is going to happen. Man, where's my?
I
Okay,
can.
yeah. Please send me the link. It's messy on my side. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Thanks so much. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, let's go. Let's go for winners of the groups and then who will take it all.
All right. I think Group A, Stats and TY. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's the obvious picks. Group B, I think Neep and Rogue, or Neep and Sue. I'm not too sure, but I think Neep will definitely advance from that group. Group C, I think Dark and Hero are the pretty clear favorites, but I wouldn't mind seeing an upset and see Laser or Calazur go through. As for Group D, I think Group D is the more interesting one, because a lot of people will say, Innovation is the clear favorite, but in the past he has lost a lot to Gumio, and I think True is one of those people that if he would play against Innovation, he could either bop out 2-0 or win 2-0 against Inno. So I could see 3 of the 4 people going through. I don't think Serral will go through, although I would love to see that happen. But I think it's up to Innovation, True, and Gumiho. I'm not too sure of who of those 3 will make it out. I think the safe pick would be Innovation and Gumiho. But I think I can also see True and Gumiho or Inno True go through. And who wins the whole tournament? Well, SOS is not here, so there's no obvious favorite. But I kind of want to see a Terran champion again. I want to see Innovation do it.
Is it?
I think the final will be Innovation against either Rogue or Stats.
Okay.
I think that's the finals. Rogue or Stats against Innovation.
What about Sue?
Sue, I'm not too sure. It depends on how Group B goes. I can see Neep and Rogue going through, but also Neep and Sue. I think Neep will definitely go through. Watch him go 0-4 now, but I think he can do it for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Neep and Rogue. So in that case, Sue would go out. Sadly.
Okay, it's true. Yeah. But okay, so you don't see Sue going through, huh? That's nice.
I mean, he's still the favorite, but I just think Neep can definitely pull it off. If there was one player advancing from a 3-0 group, I think it would be Neep.
I hear you. So Innovation taking it all. The Terran champion that you wish for. Let's see if that happens. I'm very excited for the whole thing.
Me too, definitely.
That will be. I hope I can make it happen to watch it. I have to work probably, but yeah, that's how it is. So we talked now, a bit BlizzCon and a bit Starcraft and the scene, and I also want to give you the chance. What I found when I was checking the player list, what was it again now? Oh yeah, WESG was happening, and then I also saw the Dutch Starcraft Open League. Did I say it right? Yeah, happening again.
Yeah, the DSCL. I think
Yeah.
the groups are starting in a week or 2.
Yes, and you are playing it, right? Did I get it right?
Yeah, I qualified for it.
Nice.
But they're still making the group, so I'm not too sure who I will face yet.
Okay. But in general, I was surprised to realize that there are quite some Dutch players that I know of, and um, that was for me very very positive. So, how do you feel about the Dutch Starcraft scene at the moment, in general?
I think it's had better days. I think the Dutch StarCraft scene was a lot more populated about 3 years ago.
Hmm.
There are still a lot of players. There's still like 10, 15 potentially grandmasters or just grandmasters. I think there's about 10 people capable of being grandmaster right now. Compared that to 3 years ago, I don't think we had that many, but we just had a lot more players. But I think the Dutch scene is still in a good position. Sadly, there are not as many tournaments as there used to be. Pretty much no LAN support StarCraft 2 anymore, so it's a bit rough for the players, but they're still playing. So
So you want to take the Dutch
well,
league?
that would be cool, but there's some very clear favorites like Uthermon and Harstem, obviously. So it will be interesting. I have to advance from the groups first, and then there will be another group phase. So I'm not too sure.
Okay, but maybe I hope you will. I hope you surprise us.
Yeah, I think I could do it, but it's gonna require a lot of preparation, and it will be on the new patch as well.
Oh
And I
yeah.
have played maybe 3 games on the new patch, so
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Let's hope for the best. So we were talking about future plans already. So you want to the goals inside of StarCraft. More general, asking your future plans for the future and let's say the next 5 years or so. Do you see yourself still playing StarCraft or?
Well, I definitely want to continue my study after I'm done. I'm not sure how long I will be playing StarCraft for. I mean, even when I quit playing full time, I'll probably play it in as a hobby because it's been such a big part of my life now.
Yeah, man.
But I'm definitely gonna continue my study. So in 5 years, I think I'll either still be studying or just done with my study. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I think I'll either be studying at that point or just done with my study.
And do you want to, even if you stop playing full time, would you like to work in the area of esports or
I
would you?
mean, if there's an opportunity, sure. Although it's not the biggest
Mhm.
scene by any means, esports compared to the normal daily life. But I did do a study for IT, and I think I'm gonna continue heading in that direction. But
Mhm.
I'm not too sure. I haven't really decided. I kind of take it year by year at the moment.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, obviously, why not? You are still young,
Hmm.
so a lot of time to develop your own thoughts and ideas. I always imagine that you like. Do you all your Dutch players know each other? Like, I mean, there's still Red also. I mean, he only plays Bird War now, but and even Victor from Team Liquid is also Dutch, and
Yeah.
uh,
It's due to like the lack of tournaments. It's actually gotten a a closer scene actually. Strangely enough,
mhm,
um, everyone kind of knows each other, and we're all good friends. I think the Dutch scene is probably the best one. I've been part of at least. It's just all a close group of friends, and we hang out. And I mean, at tournaments we play each other, but we also hang out and eat afterwards. So I think it's a very everyone kind of knows each other.
mm,
It's a very tight group for sure.
nice. Yeah, that was now my own curiosity talking.
Hmm.
So we are coming to an end of our interview. So I would like to give you an opportunity if you would like to maybe add something or a topic that you would like to still discuss or say something about. Anything on your
Uh,
heart?
well, I've not got too much. Personally, I feel like we've talked a lot about what's been on my head. Though I've been kind of busy with streaming recently, and I've kind of enjoyed it. And if you like the interview and you want to know more about me or want to know how good I am, I mean, you can follow me on Twitch. twitch.tv/OptimusSC2. As for shoutouts, a big shout out to my team, Dead Pixels. They sent me to all the events, including WCS Austin. And a shout out to you for having me.
Thank you.
And just in general, Starcraft. It's been amazing.
Very true. Yeah, thank you so much. Last question. What Terran unit would you like to be? If you could choose.
If I could choose, probably the Widowmine.
Why?
A lot of people hate it, but it's an amazing unit. I don't know. It has so much potential to be game winning. It's like I talked with Euthermal about this, and he thinks the Widowmine is probably the most broken Terran unit, or has the potential to be the most broken Terran unit. It can kind of auto-win games, and well, I like getting attention. So that's probably the main reason.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you so much. Guys, you heard the shoutouts of Vincent. You heard that he's streaming on Twitch, that he also is on Twitter, and I will put the links obviously on my YouTube and in the Team Liquid thread for you to follow it, and I encourage you to do it. Vincent, thank you so much for your time, for your honesty, your answers. I wish you all the best, and I hope maybe we talk again when you qualified for BlizzCon.
That would be amazing. We would definitely do that. If I qualify for BlizzCon, we'll have another chat. For sure.
Possibly, please, let's do that. Okay, guys, thank you so much. That it is for today, and we see each other the next time. Bye-bye.